All right, the question was how does the eye respond to UV radiation in comparison to how the skin does, and what are the consequences of that for eye disease? And the one thing we do know is that around the eye, so the eyelid and the margin of the eye is very susceptible to the development of skin cancers. So, and that's one of the dangerous areas because, of course, they're hard to remove by any modality. So they usually require a combination of dermatology and ophthalmology working together to remove those skin cancers. But the eye responds to UV light in some ways differently than the skin does, and because the tissues are different, the cells are organized differently in the conjunctiva, the white part of the eye, and in the cornea, which covers the iris, so covers the colored part of the eye. So those are the two parts that are exposed to UV light primarily, and they respond differently than the skin because they're organized differently and they have different cell populations there. But one of the things they'll do in response to light is form scars. So there's something called a pterygium, which is based on the Greek word for wing. So it's like a wing of scar tissue that goes from the edge of the eye to the cornea, and it can be very disfiguring and lead to blindness if it's not treated. But those happen in people who are exposed to a lot of sunlight. So in skiers and other people who are, it's a lot of sunlight. So it's usually the high altitude, snow, constant sun. So skiing is one of the occupational problems associated with that. So there's just as dermatologists advise patients to use sunscreen and sun protective clothing and sun avoidance behavior, ophthalmologists advise their patients to wear sunglasses and take care of monitoring for UV eye involvement as well. But the two tissues are a little bit different, so I think that's why we don't see the kinds of tumors on the eyeball that we see on the skin.
Yes, sir.